I didn't hear the yeah. Thank you very much for that. Honorable Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
If the DC cannot move and set up a center in Kumasi,
Answer my question. Answer my question.
Mr. Speaker, after I have gone through follow the details,
Mr. Speaker, the House, what the Dental Commission has.
What did she read?
The submission, the CI-19 that the Dental Commission just.
The University of Ghana Distance Education has held its first sitting of the second session of the 4th General Assembly. The sitting discussed, among other things, the state of the SLC, the SLC Week celebration, and a presentation on the CI-19 by the chairperson of the UGDE SLC Electoral Commission, Nanajua Betilda. The sitting was held over the weekend.
From where I am coming from, I would say, we are done well. It's not easy. There are some small things.
The sitting was on Sunday, 31st July 2022. Honorable members were present in their numbers and ready for the General Assembly business. The Right Honorable Speaker of the General Assembly, Right Honorable Siddik Sowah, gave a welcome address, followed by minutes of the last sitting, correction and acceptance of the order paper. New honorable members and committee leaders were sworn in.
On assuming office as a member of the Executive Committee of the DISO, do hereby in the name of God swear that I will at all times to preserve, protect, and defend the DISO Constitution, especially the principles of meticulous accountability, and that I hereby will dedicate myself to the service and welfare of the students on distance education program of the University of Ghana.
The first presentation was on the state of the SLC, and here is the SLC President, His Excellency Isaac Leon Ajanyo, touching on some successes made under his administration.
Honorable members, let's welcome His Excellency Isaac Leon Ajanyo, the President of the University of Ghana Distance Education SLC, on behalf of himself and that of the Vice President.
Mr. Speaker, one of the major issues was a session where Saturdays and Sundays were taken out for reasons best known to management to read distance education students. This compels students to do their center registration from Monday to Friday. This decision of management got a lot of students agitated. The executive officers had a thorough discussion with the acting HOD, Dr. Amabuaf Atta, on this issue, and she assured us that management will take a second look at this issue, and indeed it was resolved. Mr. Speaker, I am glad about our positive result today. Mr. Speaker, the academic calendar for distance students clashed with that of regular students, which means we would have written our end of semester examination in the same period. The leadership of the SRC took a step with regards to this, and changes were effected to the normal period that we distance education to write our examination. The SRC leadership took a step regarding the mode of tutorials. After a petition was submitted to management, a consensus was reached that 40% of tutorials will be held face-to-face and 60% will be held online. The mode of examination were on-site, online off-site, and off-site. That's take-home examination. Mr. Speaker, an unfortunate incident occurred during our first week of lectures last semester. Issues such as inadequate microphones, overcrowding of students in the lecture halls, and some lecturers not showing up for some classes, which were major challenges faced by students regarding this. The executive officers, together with the academic committee, as well as met with management to address these issues, as well as finding possible solutions to this situation. Mr. Speaker, I am glad again that these concerns of students were resolved accordingly.
How would he want campaigns done by respective individuals who may want to take up leadership position in the UGDE upcoming general elections?
Mr. Speaker, I would like to inform the House that very soon students shall go to the polls to decide who becomes their leader. I would like to caution all aspirants to campaign to their constituents and desist from personal attacks. I would therefore caution that all should come together to build a united front for the students and defend the student populace at all times after election. The issue of opposition after election should be a thing of the past.
The 2022 SLC elections is few months away. Who qualifies to vie for a position and what preparations are underway for a successful, free and fair elections? Chairperson of the UGDE SLC Electoral Commission, Nanajoa Batilda, explained in the presentation of the CI-19.
Electoral rules and regulations. The electoral rules and regulations for the 2022-2023 SLC elections shall be categorized into 3, and each of the categories listed below shall have its own rules and regulations accordingly. Pre-election regulations, election day regulations, post-voting regulations. Pre-election regulations. 1. Qualification to become a candidate. A student shall not be qualified for election to any executive office unless he or she has been a student as a distance student of the university for at least 1 academic year and must be in level 300. The vetting committee shall publish the list of qualified nominees who will be known as candidates. All aspirants must attain 60% of the vetting results to qualify as candidates of the SRC election. The vetting panel shall hold the right to disqualify any candidate who does not satisfy provisions of the Constitution, the Electoral Commission's regulations, and understand completely the scope, nature, and duties of the office they wish to contest. Voting process. Voting will be done electronically. There shall be no voting by proxy. Each voter will be required to go through an online verification process before casting his or her vote. Each voter can and must vote once. Voting will be by secret popular vote ballot.
Speaking to the media after the sitting, the Speaker of the General Assembly, Right Honorable Siddik Sowah, emphasized key points to note from the various presentations.
The address was very comprehensive, and honorable members raised some loopholes that they thought it could have been addressed, such as the incidents that happened on campus in some particular halls with regards to residents, and the timetable of last semester, the examination timetable and all that. But like I said, it was deliberate because it's still, some of them are still under investigation, so we can't just come up and then give an address on that. Moreover, it was comprehensive. It touched basically on every aspect of the student affairs, from academics to sports to basically everything.
The electoral commissioner, she also delivered a very beautiful, precise, straightforward
constitutional instrument.
Sure. What do you make of that?
Yeah, that's also very comprehensive. From the start, where the election is starting from, the procedure to get into the process, and where it's ending, I think it covers comprehensively on that, and a lot went into that. Anyway,
just wondering how you put that.
Yeah, a lot went into that, and I must commend her. As she was speaking, she wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
Yes. She slept this morning. She slept in the hospital, and this morning she needs to take a nap and then revert to the house to come and make that submission. And a lot, because they weren't sleeping. Let me say, we weren't sleeping. A lot.
You don't sleep.
A lot went into that. So yes, it's a great. We just hope that whatever that was spelled out, the stakeholders of the school or the student body will make sure they help the EC execute their duties profoundly.
I felt like I was in Parliament House. Some members also felt same.
Yeah, like I said, this is
the starting point, let me say. And from here, people move straight. I always say that people who don't really participate in student politics sometimes will commit a lot of errors ahead. So this is a learning platform, it serves as a learning platform, although things that are being discussed here are pragmatic and that's serious. But at the same time, as a learning process to get to the national level for those who are desiring that.
Some first-time honorable members expressed their feelings about the flow of proceedings of the General Assembly and at some points felt they were in the Parliament House.
It's actually your first time participating in a General Assembly meeting. How did the proceeding go with you?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, boss. Okay, it's quite okay, because looking at how the proceedings went on from the starting to finish, I didn't expect this, because you see, we mostly see these things on our tellies, mostly on our Parliament House and sometimes maybe in a bigger platforms and all that. But I still think of how this SRC came about, all these proceedings. And
so are you telling me at a point you felt like you were in the Parliament House, kind of?
Sure, because at the time that the speaker was coming in, then I heard a loud voice, Mr. Speaker, and I realized everybody there stood up. So I thought, oh wow, this is what I've really done well.
So tell me, how are you coping with proceedings in the House?
Okay, today be my first time, we never expected to see some things happening, but with the proceedings happening right now, I think University of Ghana Distance Education is doing a lot, and I'm really enjoying the environment in which we have today.
Okay, I'm representing Psychology 102, which is psychology in everyday living.
Okay, so today is your first time to participate in the General Assembly meeting.
Yeah.
How did you cope with the proceedings?
Actually, I've really learned a lot here. I didn't know, they've taken things personally here. The restrictions, they are adhering to lots of rules here.
So serious and formalities being obeyed, right?
Yes, formalities being obeyed here.
Okay, so what do you look forward to see in the future?
For me, I have a political ambition here in University of Ghana, and I'm looking way forward in the future as well. So I'm really here to learn a lot, which will lead me in the future.
Okay, so do you see any difference between the proceedings happening here and the main one that goes on in Parliament?
For now, no, I've not seen any difference, because what is happening in the Parliament House, main Parliament House and here, I'm not sure there's any difference, because they are really adhering to strict rules here.
I like the environment. You see, you've been watching the state parliament and what they do. And then this feeling has been like you being part of them. I'm here to observe, I've observed, and then I'm learning as to some languages that you have to speak when you get to certain environments. And I'm looking forward for more.
So you came to observe, right?
Yeah.
What compelled you to come and observe something like this?
First semester, I'm a level 100 student, DE. First semester, I heard about their meeting. I wanted to come observe or experience how it's been done, because I haven't before. So I wasn't able to the first semester. So this time, I had a little time
to
be here.
By.
No.
You didn't allow that.
So I had to come then, see how things are done. I haven't experienced any before.
All right, okay. So how did you see the proceedings?
Oh, everything is just as our main Parliament House, how everything is with the Right Honourable Speaker, and how the President gave his State of the SRC address. Everything was just like.
So at a point you felt like you were in the Parliament House?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, like everything, with even the Electoral Commissioner and how her presentation was, I was like, wow. I'm really interested in going forward. I would want to be easy.
You have had a dream. All right, okay, so let me just end it up quickly with you. You are not an honorable member yet. You only came to observe. But has anything compelled you to for you to become an honorable member of the House, maybe a course rep or something? Have you maybe looked at that? In the next semesters, go for a course trip. Have you thought of that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking next, our first semester, next year, I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking.
I'm
All right,
still
okay,
thinking.
she's still thinking. No problem. She will think and then maybe arrive at a point. So on this note, we end it here with new honorable members who were sworn in, plus an observer. You heard them. So interesting. Thank you.